Here's your Farm and Ranch Report from the Montana Ag Network.
Welcome back this afternoon. Looking to our farm and ranch news. In trade headlines, Mexico has become the first nation to vote and ratify the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. Yesterday, Mexico's Senate has voted 114-4 to pass the trade deal that will replace NAFTA. Canada is expected to pass the trade agreement in the coming weeks as well. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was in Washington this week meeting with the Trump administration to show support for the trade deal. Now agriculture is looking to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who must now schedule a House vote on the USMCA. Looking to other headlines now, the prospect of higher feed costs is generating both challenges and opportunities for cattle producers. As we shared earlier this week, the latest reports show farmers are likely to forego planting millions of acres of corn and soybeans. Market experts say that is already having impacts throughout the entire beef supply chain. Oklahoma State University Extension economist Dr. Dale Peel says producers should expect higher feed prices as a result of the spring crop struggle.
The cattle market situation has changed significantly in the last month or so, and it's largely driven by what's going on the crop side. So we've got the latest corn and soybean planting progress on record, and at this point it's very clear that we're going to plant less acres, have lower yields. We're going to have a smaller crop. We don't yet know how small it will be, but inevitably it means that we're going to see some higher feed prices.
While feeders might be reeling from this situation, stocker and cow-calf producers here in Montana have a potential opportunity to drive up their profits. According to Peel, higher feed prices often raise the value of gain at the stocker level.
Obviously, feedlots, I think, probably are looking at maybe locking in some feed prices at this point. We've already had some run up, but there's still risk of some higher prices yet, so that's one consideration. It may, for cow-calf producers, also translate into a potential for retaining ownership beyond weaning this fall. It's at least something that you want to keep in mind and certainly pencil out as the time gets closer.
Now, many ranchers are anxious to see what cattle contracts will look like in the coming weeks. We will continue to track those prices and share them with you here on the Montana Ag Network. Don't go away. More coming up next. The Montana Department of Livestock has announced 3 educational meetings to help pork producers better prepare for a disease outbreak such as African swine fever. Now, these meetings will focus on the ways producers can continue business amidst restrictions placed on animal movement to control the spread of a possible disease. The department will walk through the secure pork supply requirements and more. Meetings will take place in Great Falls on Tuesday, June 25th and Tuesday, July 9th at Montana Expo Park, then on Tuesday, July 30th in Lewistown up on the hill at the Elks Club. Each meeting will start at 9:30 a.m. and run till noon. For more, visit the Montana Department of Livestock online today. In other headlines, the Public Lands Council is applauding the advancement of Rob Wallace from the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee. Wallace was nominated to serve as the Assistant Secretary for Fish, Wildlife, and Parks at the Department of Interior. The Public Lands Council says when it comes to balancing the interest of all the department's multiple use stakeholders, Wallace has the ranching industry's confidence. The PLC added Wallace has a proven conservation track record and a deep understanding of federal land management. Livestock producers are welcoming his confirmation. Wallace is a Wyoming native and resides with his family still in the Cowboy State. And that's all the time we have for today. We'll send it back over to the news desk.